Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of Megaman 3. In the last part we defeated all the robot masters and started the Dock robot stages, and in this part we're gonna be taking them all out actually. Yeah, even though there's 2 bosses per stage, they are fairly simple, and their weaknesses, since I have 2 of them, they can be actually beaten rather simply. Now for some reason I had a lot of trouble with this eyeball bot thing. iRobot, oh my lord. Where's Will Smith when you need him? Get up there. Thank you. Breakman Stage is probably one of the easier ones to... Well, to be honest, you can take on the Dock robot stages in any order. I just like to go this way because... I would say that's because it's the order of the bosses I would take them on in the actual game, but that's not it. It's not, plain and simple, although some of the weaknesses might... actually... I'm trying to remember... It could be that each Dock robot's first... I'm trying to think of some sort of like weakness chain that it could probably be, because... First one was Airman, then Crashman, and Crashman is weak to Windman. The final one is Woodman, then Heatman, so that makes sense, weakness chain. And this one's Metalman. Yeah, it's not due to weaknesses, that's for sure, because the one at the end of this is not, it's not Aquaman. Wait, Aquaman's 8. What? I don't remember their names, I have not played these games in so long. Anyway, Metalman here is weak against the Magnet Missile or Hard Knuckle. Magnet Missile seems to be the best way to take him out, because as long as you're facing him, it will hit him no matter what. Fairly simple. He does... I find the metal blades are a bit harder to dodge in this version, but I think it's because their sprites are a bit bigger. And that might just be it. I hate instant death spikes so much. Why does every Mega Man game have one of these? Mega Man 2 had it, Mega Man 1 didn't have it. Anyway, I'm actually abusing a bit of a programming limitation here by phasing those little electric guy things, those right there, off screen by letting them go off just slightly off the screen so they won't respawn. It's something you can abuse in Mega Man games surprisingly often, but it's fairly useful in some spots. This being one of the best ones. I hate that they brought back those enemies from Breakman Stage normally. I hate them so much. From what I can tell, actually, each of these stages is supposed to be like a destroyed version of the original stage. But, whoa, that was weird. But that might just be me, because you go through a lot of the same stuff in this stage that you do in, what's his name stage? Sparkman's. Anyway, we're coming up on, Quickman here. Quickman's weak against Gemini Laser and the Search Snake. And, Search Snake. And they're both very hard to hit him with. As you'll see here, if I remember correctly, I barely survived this battle. The Gemini Laser, surprisingly, is the better of the 2 to hit him with, because you're able to pay attention and run away from him with it. He's still the hardest robot master to take out in the entire game. Then again, was Quickman ever easy? Well, I think he did some damage from the Mega Buster for using Flashman's weapon in his game, so maybe. And now we're heading after the Dock robot in Gemini Stage. Gemini Man's stage. Yeah, this part of the game's kind of boring, by the way. And I still wonder, what the hell is this stage? Glacier... Internal amoeba... thing? I don't know. Actually, what's weird is that I think, if I remember correctly, that they changed the color of the fire for this version of the stage. I don't know why. Because if I remember correctly, and that's if I do, that fire was a yellowish red in the original Gemini Man. I could possibly look back in the finished files, but I'm too lazy. Well, then I just don't feel like it. And we're back in the weirdness. Of course, that thing had the drop and D tank, which will disappear. Get it? Oh. I always miss stuff like that. Now, I don't advise you to do what I'm doing here, because then you could end up being screwed by if you don't destroy that fourth row up top. Low ceilings and spike jumps are never a good combination. As you can see there. It's best if you just destroy the third row and slide through it. Now, well, there's a lot more of the eggs in this version of the stage from what I can tell just by pure number alone, but that just might be me trying to count them at some point. I may have actually done that in the past too, which is the sad thing. So much robot tadpole genocide. It's so fun. Not really. Genocide's not fun whatsoever. And we're coming up on the first boss of the stage, which is Flashman. Flashman? Flashman. I sound like Dr. Light from the cartoon. But we don't like to talk about that. He's weak to... Oh, sorry. Flashman is weak against the needle cannon and the Gemini laser. Fairly simple. Now, what I'm surprised it didn't do there is that, as you can see, that guy, as I'm showing off right now, will fall from the ceiling. I'm surprised it didn't put one of those over the pit. And hey, it's the only other section that you can really use Rush Marine. Yay! What's really weird is that you can actually use Rush Jet underwater, so Rush Marine's downright pointless. I'm glad it's there, since that means I'll have more ammo for Rush Jet, but still kind of strange. Also, since this stage has water, I wonder what the boss is. Or roll the second boss, really. And for some reason, I feel like these guys act somewhat on Donkey Kong barrel logic, to the point where they will go down ladders so that they always will be heading towards you, but, well, actually I just put myself wrong because that guy went to the right. I guess it's only after their initial spawn. And since we're underwater, or from the boss, I wonder who it is. And that should be fairly obvious, it's Bubble Man. And they actually brought back the spikes on top, which are still instant kill, mind you. So be careful not to jump too high. He's weak against the exact same weapon he was in Megaman 2, the Metal Blades, or rather in this case, Shadow Blades. He's also weak against the Spark Shot, which also makes sense in terms of Pokemon logic. And I think real logic as well. Yeah, that does actually. And now it's time for the final Dock robots. Over in Shadow Man Stage. Yay, more of the song. And I totally did not hit that. I did not touch that. You saw my sprite. Hitbox of shoes! Yeah, this stage has a lot of instant death in it, and I mean more than usual. Pits, spikes, all over the frickin' place. Still not as bad as Mega Man 4, though. Those are it has spikes everywhere. Then again, Mega Man 4 is also home to a certain thing that only is in 2 games in the series so far as I know. Now, the gimmick with these platforms is that they will open up once you land on them, which is fairly simple, but it can actually be kind of tricky to judge when you should jump off, because, well, you won't fall until their animation is complete, as seen there. Whoops. Now, you know you're safe when you're on that second platform because you can walk off or jump. I prefer you jump because it's a bit more safe feeling. Anyway, we're coming up on the first Doc Robot, who is weak to Needle Cannon or Search Snake. I'm for Needle Cannon because of its rapid fire, because you will, if you hold it down, it will continuously fire. And it's Woodman. Ugh, I hate this guy. Hardest boss in the original Mega Man 2. Then again, I'm at the point where Mega Man 2 is just pathetically easy. And he's gone. If only he was that easy in the actual game. And they know Woodman starts, but they actually give you a life power-up right there, which I genuinely thank them for some of the times. I played this game due to the effect of how low I was on HP. Anyway, I think that's the first time I've ever shown that you can actually slide underneath Hammer Joe's projectiles. So, yeah, you can do that. And here we are in one of the sections where Magnet Missile was meant to be used. In fact, I think this, if you take on Shadow Man Blast, this was probably one of the best ways you can go as for it as well, but I prefer to go the order I went in here. And look, we're at the boss already. Die, Mr. Scrub and Bubbles. Your missiles are annoying me. Anyway, this Doc Robot is weak against Shadow Blades and Top Spin. Shadow Blades are preferable due to the fact that you don't have to go directly into your enemy. Now, this is what I meant. In the original Mega Man 2, you could jump over Flame Man or Heat Man when he was doing that little charge up there, but in this you can't, because I think he's like twice as tall now. But you can still jump over him when he's in his Flame Pillar thing. Flame Pillar, wasn't that one of Heat Man's moves in the Battle Network series? And now with all the robots taken care of, it's finally time for the final fight against Breakman! Who, besides having a slightly different sprite, does nothing different. Worst enemy commander ever. And he's... Actually, I think he has a bit more HP here than usual. And he's gone! Game's over! Booyah! Wait, what? Oh no! Right after we have saved the last element. Willy ran off with Gamma. Wily, first off, Willy, what? He's Wily. And stop stealing Dr. Eggman's creations. He's Ivor Robotnik. And it turns out Wily was the villain all along. However, we're gonna be heading into his stages in the next part. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys then.